So, ta-da! Welcome to Monday morning, yin and yang. We'll see what happens. 5 weeks of interactive classes. You guys are awesome. And with all due respect, I was lucky enough to have a satsang, like a meeting with my meditation teacher on Saturday night. He lives in Thailand now. And we talked, and it was beautifully spiritual and was quite mentally stimulating as well, which is what I was craving after just, talking to the kids. It's like, okay, can I have some adult conversation? And he was saying, acceptance is not defeat. And I thought, this resonates with me. So I thought I'll throw it at you. Helen, give me a thumbs up. You can see me okay? Hear me okay? Good. So let's come into hands in prayer for a moment. And then just feeling into your physical body, feeling into your breath, feeling into your environment. And I'm saying this thing with the acceptance. We've been really digging, to use my children's language. We've been digging these interactive classes. We've been really embracing them and enjoying them because this is the best we can do at the moment to keep our practice, to keep the connection, to tap back into that inner peace, inner balance, that inner contentment. And we're certainly seeing the silver lining of this, and we're certainly maybe keeping parts of this, even if we don't have to anymore. I would like to point out though that my preferred option, and maybe yours too, to be with each other and to be with a yoga class and in a yoga class is face to face. And even though I am excited about this, and I'd like to think you are too, we will come back to studio classes eventually. How we then do the Zoom as well, for those that prefer that, or that have joined us from afar, that's something to work out. So accepting the situation we're in on a smaller scale with our studio classes or non-studio classes, and on a larger scale with whatever individual situation we find ourselves in, doesn't mean defeat. Of course, we accept it, we make the most of it. We may not say yes to it in its entirety. So let's chant an Om to bring us together as a group. Take a moment to thank yourself to have made that commitment to practice, to give back to yourself, to find that sense of union. Perhaps you'd like to set an intention perhaps for practice only or for the day and the week ahead. Let's exhale. Big inhale. Beautiful. And for a moment, just staying seated with your eyes closed, with your hands in prayer, and start to observe your breath without doing anything. So there's no need to come into Ujjayi breath unless naturally your breath moves into that. So no pranayama exercise, no particular pranayama, simply sitting back and observing. And I have to admit, for me personally, that's the strongest challenge, really, to become that observer. Perhaps you have found, though, in those challenging times here, where the pace for some of us is a little slower, this has perhaps become a smidgen easier. I don't know. Feel into it. Maybe that's the truth for you too. Just a few more rounds of pure observing of the breath. And as we do this at the end of class, I'd like you to reflect back. I'd like to think that perhaps at the end of the class, it becomes even a smidgen more easeful to do so. Beautiful. And with your eyes closed, you can fold into a tabletop position. So just starting with movement here, tabletop position. Perhaps just easing ourselves into movement this Monday morning, cat and cow. I'll show you face on. That's it. Nice and slow, just getting familiar with your physical body. Over time, starting to connect breath and movement. See if you can start at one end of the spine, perhaps starting at your tailbone, making the shape of your spine, starting to bring some energy into those energy channels. Warming up not just the spine, but coming into the nadis, the energy channels, to the left and the right of the spine. Then tucking the toes under and just coming into our very favorite, almost kneeling position, lifting the knees. Beautiful. And just feeling into your body. Notice whether your shoulders are tender. Notice whether you can tuck your tailbone under and lift from your belly. And then inhale here, exhale into a downward facing dog. We won't stay here. We inhale tippy toes. Exhale, coming into hovering tabletop position. Rounding at the shoulder blades. Breath is soft. Always come back to noticing of your breath. You know you can bring your knees down. And coming back into downward facing dog. Can we do one more? I'm coming into a full tabletop position just so, because I do want to demonstrate what is an option. If your shoulders are tender, if you don't feel the strength is there just yet, don't hover, just come down. And then back into downward facing dog. And then we walk the dog out wide and we actually come down into a squat. So maybe having the heels on the mat and the toes off the mat and squatting down. And this one is not so much for the glutes here, if you're all the way down. This is really just to open the hips, open that energy flow into the first and to the second chakra. Nice. Good, Deborah. Yes, some of us have to modify. And if you need to bring the buttocks up, that's a little stronger than this full position here. That's it. You don't have to stay still. You can go left to right. Nice. You're welcome to smile or easy. There it is. And then coming back up, downward facing dog. Nice. Oh, let's walk the dog with the breath. One heel up, one heel down. Observing your breath. Let the breath tell you a story, as we've explored last week. What's the story of your breath? Very nice. And then let's come into walking the feet forwards to the hands. Keep your feet hip distance, and we just come into a little twist here. Yeah, can you bend your knees? Have your hand on the in front of you, your right hand, and your left arm goes up, and your left leg straightens and your right leg bends. A bit like this. Let's stay here for a little. Like, oh, how does this feel this morning? And then changing hands. Yeah, just nice and slow. Beautiful. Just a little variation of Prasarita Padottanasana, even though it's not wide-legged, and Uttanasana, coming forward. Toe heel your feet together, give yourself a hug. Hugging behind the knees, shins, thighs, just coming forward, beautiful. And then bending the knees deeply, I'll show you sideways, keeping that partial position, keeping the hands behind. See if you can lift the chest, sink the hips down. Yeah. So hybrid between a squat and a chair pose. Good. Where's your breath? Can you wiggle your shoulders downwards? There we go. Can you have an inner smile, outer smile? Can you wiggle your toes? Ooh, can we feel our thighs working, our buttocks working, our belly, and then we open up, Uttanasana. Beautiful. Let's do that again. Beautiful. If this is a bit awkward with the hands here, you can bring them behind. Yeah. Can the chest and the thighs be together? The heart lifts, the shoulders drop. Can you do shoulder circles here? Release your hands, shoulder circles in that deep chair pose, and then forwards as well. Beautiful. Quadriceps working, belly strong. Hanging forward, Uttanasana. Beautiful. And then slowly curling up. Bend your knees, keep the knees bent. If the lower back is a little tender. Oh, very nice. Can we do a few rounds of salutations just to warm up? We do it slow. That first one, slow it down. Where are we going to start? Here. Let's come into Ujjayi breath. Hands can either be to the side or you bring the palms of the hands together. Soft, smooth inhalation lengthens the front. Exhalation broadens the back. Let's do that wave-like, in and out. Up with the inhalation, lengthening your front. Down with the exhalation, broadening the back. Where are your thighs? Thighs engaged. Yes, tailbone is tucked. So there is length in your hip flexors and the belly is firm. Beautiful. But you're never rigid. You're never totally still. The breath moves the body. Allow this to happen. Open your eyes, release the hands. Urdhva Hastasana, inhale, reaching up. Slow. And then exhale. Keep your gaze over your fingertips. Feel the length in the spine coming forward. Nose to knees. You can bend your knees here a little. Hands to the floor if you can. And then halfway lift. Lifting with the crown of the head. Both legs step back. Very traditionally, we're just going back into a high plank. But here we go into a down dog and then into a high plank. And then the knees down. Look over that cliff. Elbows bent back behind. Chaturanga. Open up into your cobra. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Nice and slow. Stepping the feet in. Maybe you want to let the head hang so that you look to the toes, or maybe you look to your knees. Breathing into your side ribs. You all know the feeling of downward facing dog, but how does it feel this morning? Just now. Let your breath bring you back into the present moment. What's the story of the breath? Nice. Good, calf. Upper arms roll outwards. Last exhale here. Inhale onto the toes. Exhale. Look between your hands and then land there. On your exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we fold all the way. Be slow. Strong legs. You can bend your knees. Let your belly draw you up. Reach up all the way. And exhale to release. Brilliant. Second round. Inhale. Exhale. Look forward. Look forward. Slow, long spine. Beautiful. Halfway lift. You want to feel this at the backs of the legs. Exhale, back downward facing dog. High plank. Inhale. Knees can come down. Look over that cliff. Beautiful. Slow chaturanga. You feel this in your buttocks, Lisa. Inhale, open. Exhale, downward facing dog for one. Upper arms roll outwards or triceps come together. Whichever instruction allows you to feel the broadness in the chest and in the shoulders. For three, see if you can lift the lower belly. Good. Lengthening the spine, let me see. Good. And 5, inhale onto the toes. Exhale, step, walk or jump, come forward. Halfway lift, leading with the heart. Exhale down, downward uttanasana. Strong legs, come all the way up. And exhale to release. Good. Third round, we're stepping the right leg back into a warrior one. Urdhva Hastasana, inhale. Exhale, come forward. Feel it in your thighs. So there's length in the spine. Nose to knees, take your time. This can happen. Halfway lift, inhale. Right leg steps back into a warrior one. That's it. Arms come up. So because we're working on our glutes, I want you to really feel that that back thigh is rolling inwards and that back buttock is switching on. Beautiful. Good, Michael, see if you can bring your right hip forward a little. So everyone, right hip forward, chest forward. So forward facing warrior in our warrior one. Good, Kath, maybe widen your stand a little. See how your knee comes. Yeah, that's better. Beautiful. Good. Lifting from the heart, dropping the shoulders. Good. Stay where you are. See if you can just sink into that front heel a little, as if you want to bring the foot forward. And then sink into that back heel as well and switch on that back leg buttock. So feel that the thighs and the buttocks are engaging. Beautiful. And then inhale, look forward. Exhale, frame your foot. Step back, down dog. Good. Inhale, high plank. And a slow chaturanga. Feel it in your thighs. Feel it in your buttocks. Slow. Open up. You can do cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. As you know, we're returning to home. We're returning to the breath. Enjoy the head being lower than the heart. Can you breathe into your sideways? Make yourself feel alive. All right. Good. Last exhale here. Inhale onto tippy toes. Exhale, come forward. Land lightly. Good. Halfway lift, look up. Exhale, fold all the way. Take your time. Strong legs come all the way up. Inhale. And exhale, just releasing. So very traditional classical yoga here. Let's do the other side. Urdhva Hastasana, inhale. Exhale, coming forward. All the way, nose to knees. Don't cut yourself short. Halfway lift, inhale. Connect back to the belly. Left leg steps back, facing forward. Warrior one, forwards. That's it. Good. Ah, good. Lisa is back. We're doing this for the glutes here. Good. So again, with digging into the front heel, into the back heel, and into the back buttock, it's like you want to spread the mat apart. Yeah, and that allows you to feel that your buttocks are switching on. Arms are up, we're facing forwards. There is a gentle twist in our warrior one. Soften the breath. What's the story of your breath? Can you lunge into that front leg a little more? There it is. Good. However, stay there. Not into the hips, like not into the joint, into the thighs and into the buttocks. Beautiful. Inhale, come forward, frame your foot, lightly step back, down dog. Come back to breath. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, a full exhalation for your chaturanga. A full inhalation for your up dog or your cobra. And a long exhalation to go back into downward facing dog. I still step my feet in. Corkscrewing the hands. It's like you want to push the hands and the feet into the mat. You want to spread the fingers and the toes, and everything else lifts up. Let me see. Stay there. A few more breaths. Beautiful. Coming back to breath. Nice. Oh, well done. Last exhale here. Inhale, tippy toes. Make that transition useful. On your exhale, you come forward. Halfway lift. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, lengthen it forward, nose to knees. Strong legs come all the way up. Inhale and exhale, Samasthiti. Closing down the eyes if you can. Big smile, big inner smile. Okay. Stepping wide on your mat, we're coming into goddess pose. So, yeah, a little wider than your mat. Toes turned outwards, hands to hips. Inhale here, and then the knees go towards the toes, and we're sinking down. Yeah, goddess pose, beautiful. So the danger is that we lean forward, don't lean forward. Tailbone tucked under, so there is still space in the hip flexors. And we're just going to smile and stay here for a while. No, we're just going to lift. We dig into the right heel and lift the right toes. Can we do that? And then bring them down. I know sometimes we lift the heel, but this morning we lift the toes, other side. Beautiful. And then coming down. And now see if you can lift both heels, first the right, then the left, and be on your tippy toes. And just notice how that feels. Could you still have that gentle tuck of the tailbone here? Good. Belly is engaged. Jaw soft, eyes soft, coming down. Good. Bringing the arms out into goddess cactus arms, inner smile, outer smile. And we just come into a twist. Easy twist to the left. Exhale. Nice. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. Good. Now let's do each side one more time on your own. But see if you can feel your buttocks engaged. So you want to dig into the heels and the knees open wider. Beautiful. And when we're at center again, we bring the hands to the hips and we sink down for 5 breaths, just a little more. For 3, good. For 2, doing well there, Renate and Anita. For 2, and 1, and coming up. Inhale here, exhale, release. Let's come into Prasarita. So take the feet even wider, and then bringing the heels out so your feet are parallel. Hands to hips, Yeah, just straight leg there, Renata. That's it. Wide-legged, so that your heels or your ankles and your wrists are in one line. Hands to hips. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, we're coming forward. We're coming forward with the thighs lifted and the torso and the spine wanting to be long. Beautiful. Fingertips to the floor. Look up. Inhale, long spine. With that long spine, exhale. Bandhas, thighs coming all the way forward. Hands to the floor, elbows in, Prasarita Padottanasana A. So opening where we want to strengthen. Feel this in your inner thighs, backs of the thighs. I come off so I can see. Can you bring the outside edges of the feet closer to the floor? Good, nice and neater. Find some stillness, everyone. So your shoulders move away from the ears. Neck is long. For 3, beautiful. For 2, for 1. Inhale, looking up. Exhale. If your shoulders are tender, keep aeroplane arms. Otherwise, interlace. Bring your arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, come all the way forward. Prasarita Padottanasana C. A beautiful expression. I'd love to stay, but I'll have a little look. The energy of the inhalation opens the shoulders. The energy of the exhalation brings the head further forward, lengthens the spine. For 2, see if you're even or if you're veering to one side. For 1, last exhale here, strong legs, straight legs. If you can, come all the way up on your inhale. Exhale, hands to hips. Toe heel the feet in once or twice, and then we come into goddess pose again. So you need to turn the toes out. Inhale here, exhale, we're sinking down. Beautiful. Right forearm coming onto the right thigh, left arm reaching overhead. So it's a bit of a, it's like your side angle pose, opening the left side of your torso, or just the side you're leaning away from. Beautiful, good. Avoid leaning forward, tailbone tucked under. Feel this in your buttocks. Very nice. Last exhale here. Inhale coming up. Exhale over to the other side. Very nice. Where is your breath? So reaching the arm up, or if it's more useful in your shoulders, you can keep that bend in the elbow. A few more breaths I'd like to see. Switching to a different screen. Doing well, everyone. Nice. Good, Lisa. Good. If you want to intensify things, you can always sink further down. Inhale to come up. Exhale, toe heel your feet together and just dangle forward into your Uttanasana. In fact, let's have a little wiggle of the ankles, of the knees, of the buttocks. No one's watching. Just you have your own little wiggle. Very nice. Toe heel your feet together. Beautiful. Coming onto tippy toes, fingers to the floor. Inhale, coming into high toe stand. Sink your buttocks to your heels. And we're in high toe stand. Just feel into how that feels this morning. Doing well. Yogis and yoginis, well done. Perhaps you need to stay here. But if you can, have you got space? Can you take your arms out, palms face up, knees squeeze together? Bit of balance. Inner smile, outer smile. It's nice how you all react. It's like I'm looking at the screen seriously thinking, Bettina, you should smile. Nice. How does this feel in the toes? As we squeeze the knees together, I just want you to stay in that position, but feeling how the belly needs to lift a little. Good. And then slowly, I think you guessed it, bring your knees together, lean forward a little, come onto your heels and lift the buttocks. Whoa, I fell off as well. Good. Palms still face open. Good. Can you sink the hips down a little more? Squeeze the knees, palms to open. Those with a little bit of a challenge in the shoulders, you can release the hands. Otherwise, good. Heart forward, shoulders back for 3, for 2, for 1. We come onto tippy toes again. This time you can bring your fingertips down, back into high toe stand. Maybe more elegant than I could do it. Good. Yeah, I know. It's warming up in here as well. Hands forward. Let's come into squat, into a low squat. Yeah. Unless, of course, you need to stay a bit higher. Oh, nice. Stretch in your buttocks, in your lower back. Do we feel that? I do. That's it. Well done. Come to seated. You don't have to change, but we're going to go into boat pose. There we go. Arms up, shoulders drop. Good. Palms out, palms facing up. Yeah, I'm just assuming you have space here. And we've done that, I think, in yesterday's class. We circle the arms forwards, but we're not leaning back. Whoops, and we circle backwards. Belly strong. More. Lifting up. Well, that would be a nice screenshot. And then no knees to chest. Forehead to the knees. Well done. Let's roll over to the side. Let's come onto our belly. That wasn't such an elegant transition. Coming onto our forearms. Yep. Hold your upper arms, swivel out on the elbow joint, forearms. So I should be on my mat here. Tuck your tailbone under, tuck your toes under and lift up. See if you could lift up parallel towards the mat. Oh, very nice. And then we just shift forward onto the toes as if you're going into chaturanga. And then exhale back, leading with the heels. Fully on the toes. Inhale, coming forward onto tippy toes. Exhale, shifting back fully onto the toes. If it becomes too strong, just bring your knees down. Otherwise, twice more. Notice how your buttocks are engaged but not clenched. Same with your thighs and with your core. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, coming back. We're doing one more. This is strong, talking and doing. Knees down, and I want you to come back into child's pose. Beautiful. Just catching your breath. I'm making deliberate loud Ujjayi breath sounds so you're reminded that we're coming back into Ujjayi breath. Brilliant. So the aim of this here is to feel, let's come back into this low plank. Yeah. So for you to feel that there is solidity here, strong, it's strong in the core, strong in the thighs and in your shoulders, but there is always gentle movement possible. If we can just do the end range and not move, we need to question that a little, yeah? So move at your own speed here, beautiful. For some, this is more shoulders, perhaps, hopefully it's a little bit more core, tucking tailbone under. And the knees down, coming back into forward hero pose. So knees wide, buttocks and heels together, forehead to the floor. Connecting back to breath. Breathe into your side ribs. Oh, marvelous positions. That was good. Nice. Good. Let's come up into kneeling. And we're stepping the left leg forward and keep the right knee on the floor. If you need a blanket or a little pillow, do that. Beautiful. We're lunging forward and we're bringing the hands to the inside. We're coming into lizard. Yeah, inside, you may come onto your forearms. Should I show you this way? Maybe that's more intelligent. Yeah, or you stay here. Yeah, just find some comfort here. We have digging that front heel into the floor and we lift the back toe, we tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. Coming into lizard or a modification thereof. Now I want you to feel that you're again spreading the mat apart with your feet. And notice how that switches on your belly and your buttocks. Very well done. Beautiful. Good, few more breaths. If it's too much with that back knee lifted, bring it down. Nice, Helen. Nice, Deborah. Good, Louise. Inhale here, exhale, releasing back. We're coming onto the hands. We're stepping that left leg back. Elegantly bringing the right leg forward. Coming into lizard. Take your time. Maybe forearms, maybe not. Have a little feel. So we open. We feel this in our hips. Hip flexor, hamstrings. And then we build some strength, lifting that back knee. Ujjayi breath. Nice. Beautiful. Activity in the hamstrings. Good. You want to spread the mat apart. Yes, grounding down into the front foot, into the back toes, breathing. For 3, what's the story of your breath? For 2, for 1, the knee comes down. We're coming all the way up. We're just going to bring the hands down and we come back up into downward facing dog. Well done, everyone. Good. You don't need a mat for this. Stepping the feet wide again and then walking the hands back, and we're in a squat again. And we come into a goddess pose. Yeah? Goddess pose squat. We're bringing the arms up. Inhale, exhale, left arm underneath the right. Yeah. You don't have to shoulder and wellness. You don't have to do the full Garudasana arms. Just do what you can. Elbows lift, palms away from the face. Good. And then we just find a little bounce in our squat. Just a little up and down movement. But we notice when we come up, we want to feel this in our buttocks. But the elbows stay lifted. It's not a big movement, just a little. Inhale here, exhale, coming forward. Straighten the legs. Uttanasana. With the wider legs, with the elbows coming forward. Thighs engaged. Let the breath soften. We come up again. Inhale here, exhale, bending off the knees, sinking the buttocks down, lifting the elbows. Good. Inhale here, exhale, release the arms. Inhale, bring the arms up, exhale, right arm underneath the left. If you can, we're staying in that squat-like position. Good. If you can, lifting the chest, tuck your tailbone under, so be long in your spine. And now we twist. We twist over and now exhale to the right. Inhale, we come back to center. Exhale to the left. Spine is long. Spine is long. Good. Each side one more time. Let me see. No coming out of the squat. That's it. Good. Louise, I saw that. And then inhale here, exhale, come forward. Of course, you modify as you need to. Toe heel your feet apart, feet parallel. We're coming into Prasarita Padottanasana again. Beautiful. Hands behind the back. Arms overhead. Inhale, exhale, coming all the way forward. So this is more gravity allowing you to come forward. What a nice restful position after what we've just done. Good. Spine long, bring your fingertips forward. Inhale here. That's it. Have a little look. And then exhale, turn your fingers towards you. Yeah, and then we're walking through. So walking back behind you, just a modification of wide-legged forward bend, your Prasarita. And then your final expression will stay. Nice, let your head hang. And yet we draw the shoulders away from the ears. For 3, let me see. Nice work, Helen. Let's go a little more. For 2, for 1. And then slowly, slowly turning the fingers forward, coming onto the hands, toe heel your feet in, and we come into the deepest squat we can manage. Now it's not about strength. Oh, well done. Beautiful positions. Let's come into a twist. Left hand down, right arm up. Inhale. Smile out a smile and just let it flow. Right hand down. See if you can really make that flowing motion from your core, and we open the chest as we go along. Don't hold back. If you want to twist a little deeper, stay on each side a little longer, but connect to your breath. Brilliant expressions, everyone. Beautiful. Bringing the hands down, coming into kneeling, and we just come into a preparation for our camel pose. Let's not tuck the toes under. Let's have the tops of the feet on the floor. And so to make sure we can actually ground the shins down. So you want to feel that downward movement with your lower leg. Hands to the small of the back. As we know, we bring the elbows together. Tucking the tailbone under a little, just so we get a little lift. Louise, drop your shoulders. Everyone else follow. Yeah, much better. And then inhale, lifting the chest. And exhale, just a very gentle going back. with the upper part of your upper body, maybe the head as well. Yeah, keeping the broadness with your hands on your lower back. So that doesn't want to collapse. That want to stay as long as your fingers and your hand is beautiful. Only stay for as long as you can. Inhale here, exhale, come forward, bring your buttocks back. Come into a supported child's pose. Maybe 2 fists, 2 hands, or fully onto the floor. Beautiful. Breathe into your side ribs. Let me switch the screen. Yeah, well done. Hang on, where are we? There we go. Yeah. Let's do this again. So if you wanted to coming up into Ustrasana preparation or full Ustrasana, if you want to stay here, now this was quite an intelligent pose, you can stay here. If you want to go a little further and go, maybe I could reach my heels. I know sometimes we tuck our toes up, but I like you to feel supported here, pushing down. So this stage 1, or going, could I reach back and keep the chest lifted? Or is this too much and I'm just staying here? Let me see, I'm coming out. You need to feel safe. The story of your breath tells you whether you're safe there or not. So our nervous system wants to be coaxed into that calm, soft, healing state, whether we're in a strong back bend or in a child's pose. And that is the skill we take off the mat. Beautiful expressions. Nice, Andy, nice, Michael, good, Lisa, good, Anita. Yes, we go where we can. And then inhale here, belly strong, coming forward. Beautiful. Child's pose. Making space. You're doing so well. We're making space. We're making space for these new energies to fly in this week. Making space for the vitality in each and every cell, in each of our energy centers and anatomically. That was awesome, I have to say. Oh, let's have a little play here. Let's come onto the belly. Yeah, it could be dangerous when we say it's a little play. Right forearm comes parallel. Yeah, have a little lie down on your belly. Join me if you can. Yep, right forearm parallel. Yeah, just, you know, shoulder and elbow, as you know. And then we're going to see if we could look back, bend our left leg. So if our right forearm is parallel, our left hand holds our left foot. And maybe that's enough. Maybe you're kind of here and you go, what am I supposed to do here? So I'm aiming for us to feel this in our quadriceps. So if you have the space, you have that overhead grip. Yeah, so your fingers pointing into the direction of the toes. Whoa, this is a little bit of a back bend here for our back extension, lower back extension. There you go, Anita, that's it. But also pushing the foot like a bow pose, pushing the foot into the hand and feeling this in our quadriceps, tops of the thighs. All good? Good, and we still breathe. And because we lift up, we're in a beautiful back bend. Stay where you are, I just want to demonstrate. So we feel the opening here. Oh, inhale, exhale, release. Can we do the other side? I'll show you front on. Beautiful, well done. Left arm, parallel. Just bend that back leg and then look back and go, oh, is this far away? And just hold it. Draw it in. Yeah, so knees come as close together as you can, just feeling some space-making sensation in your lower back. But no sinking, have a little look. So we're not going to sink down into that forearm. We'll lift out of it. And then we draw that foot closer, heel closer to the buttock. But also that's it, Renata. So keeping that connection between, like bow pose, it's legs. The legs are working in bow. This could be a good preparation for bow. Pushing the foot into the hand, and we just stay there. Beautiful quadricep, beautiful chest opening. Feel the length. Shoulders away from the ears. Breath is soft. Nice, Anita. Anita's got sun streaming in. Where's the sun? And then inhale here, exhale, releasing. Oh, can we come into the time? Yeah. Let's come into bow pose. Oh, so the idea here is that I wanted you to feel that bow pose is really a leg strong position. Yes, if you have your feet, exhale, tuck your tailbone under, lift from your belly, and then push the feet into the hands. So it's actually the feet need to stay active. Maybe the toes can touch. Oh, such a beautiful shape. Keep the connection to the belly. It's naturally not really what we want to do, but that keeps your lower back safe. Notice the legs are working really strongly, and I can feel this in my buttocks, and I hope you can too. And then slowly releasing, and we push back into a child's pose. Beautiful. Oh, very nice. Feeling back into the breath. Notice we had quite a strong extension in the lower part of our spine, and now we have that roundedness. Or there's often a singing out. It's like, yes, we want to stay youthful in our spine. Yeah, and with that in our mind, we don't want to be stuck. We want to stay vigilant also. Okay. Coming to seated. And we come into a very traditional Paschimottanasana. One leg forward, the other leg forward. Having said that, bringing the hands next to the hips. Paschimottanasana. Beautiful. Yeah, find a sunny spot. Big toes away. Thighs rolling in. Dandasana first. Beautiful preparation. Can you feel that length we've been talking about here? So your rib cage and your hip bones, there you want length. And with that length, arms up, inhale, you come forward. Some of us get lost about the outlook. Lift and lengthen, inhale. Exhale, come forward. Can we hold the big toes? Maybe not. Maybe the outside edges of the feet. Maybe simply the legs. Heart forward, shoulders back. I know Paschimottanasana without someone here holding space can get a little lost. So feel the length, rib cage. Beautiful. We're making space. Last exhale here. Inhale to come up and exhale to release. That's brilliant. Could we go into headstand? Yeah, good. Before we kind of lose the strength or the momentum. Holding upper arms. Tripod first. Yep. Indentation of your elbows. That's where the hands go. Now let's be clear. This is the same corkscrew idea. You want to really ground the hands down. Top of the head comes to the floor in a triangle shape. Neck wants to be long. Bit of weight on the top of the head, only a little. Knees underneath the hips, tuck your toes, maybe come up like this, elbows in. We stand, hands push down. We stand that weight. One knee into the upper arm safely, belly strong, other knee, knees together, perhaps coming up. I won't demonstrate because I need to keep you safe. Nice, Renate. Lift the shoulders away from the ears. Nice, good, Anita. Just play with the lightness. So if you're with the knees on the upper arms, play the lightness. Use the hands to ground down. Beautiful. Keep those neck muscles active. Nice, Lisa. You need to lift your shoulders a little. You're collapsing your neck. So the neck needs to be long. Good. It's sometimes nice if you don't have a mirror, just film yourself and kind of go, oh, all right. That's how it is. Slowly coming out, finding your counterbalance. Beautiful. And then we do a bound headstand. Unless, of course, you feel that you want to work on your tripod again, or gives you the setup and the feeling that you need. Otherwise, hold upper arms. Are you with me? Open up on the elbow joint, interlace into the webbing, the lower pinky tucks under, and then your wrists push down. With or without sound effects. Top of the head to the floor. The moment you come down with your head, you push into your upper arm, into your forearms. Knees underneath the hips. Yeah, so the neck doesn't go to sleep. Lifting up, walking in, one knee into the chest, no bouncing ever. That's strength of the core and of the whole body. And this can become one of your most favorite shapes. Where are we at? Do what feels good. Looking good there, Louise. Nice. Stabilize. Long spine. Yeah, keep it neat, everyone. Keep it neat and keep it safe. It's okay to have the end goal to come up, but it needs to be safe and neat. Nice. Good, Lisa. So notice now, push your forearms into and your wrists into the floor and lift for me a little. Lift your shoulders away from the ears. More. Yeah. Yeah. That's better. Beautiful. And then slowly having a little snoozle. Brilliant. Beautiful. Now, let's come to seated. That was excellent. If you want to stay after, have a few questions or comments, let me know. We'll do an active Upavista Konasana, and then we come into our not so active. We come into our dragonfly. Yeah. So this is active as wide as you can with the legs, and then solid. Yeah. Can we make music? Yeah. So when you have your feet dorsiflexed, your Achilles and parts of your heels come to the floor. Lift and lengthen. Inhale, hands forward. Let's come forward. Oh, maybe you're here and it's like, that's where I'm making space. I certainly do. Good. Good. Long in the spine. So this idea of ribs and hips that stays long. So the breath can move. Let's make space. Where you're getting with this. Heart forward, shoulders back. We're all going to be so strong and so mobile with all these classes that we're doing. That's awesome. What am I going to teach you when we're back here? I don't know. Good. Good. Few more breaths. Doing well, everyone. Excellent. Nice. So the legs are engaged, toes moving up. Upavista Konasana. Energy line, backs of the legs, the whole back of the body. Opening where we have strengthened before, all our thighs, all our buttocks. Last exhale, inhale to come up and exhale to release. And without further ado, I suggest if you have props, if you're decked out with your bolsters and your blocks, go and grab them. I would suggest, and if you don't have a block, roll up your mat or get a cushion and just elevate your hips for this morning. I'm going to demonstrate with a block. You can have a book or something that elevates your hips. And then we're going to go into the dragonfly. So the legs don't have to be as wide like this, our yin shape. I would take a bolster here. I would take this flesh into my perineum and I would just slump forward. Yeah, so there is no engagement here, muscular softness. Where would I go? Yeah, I would go here. No, I would go here. And for some of us, it looks not like this at all. For some of us, it's more like this, forward bend. Yeah, so a relaxed forward bend where the spine can round. The bend can come from the hips as well. But if you like Louise has a very flexible idea here between torso and hips. So her spine doesn't round all that much. So see if you can have a little bit of roundedness, particularly if you're very flexible in your hips. Oh, if you don't have any props, you don't have any props. You just hang forward like this. You could make your own scaffolding. Oh, in yin, they call this dragonfly. What a lovely name. Beautiful. And what a beautiful contrast between our yang practice, where we engage, we switch on, and we gauge how we're doing by the breath. And in yin, it's like a long, big exhale, a complete muscular relaxation, deliberately. No particular breath. In fact, the observation of the breath. And if your personality is similar to mine, it's like, that's the challenge. I feel comfortable in engaging and controlling and doing. The observing and the being is the challenge, maybe for most of us. So in our whole yoga practice, we want to, we want to turn the mind on itself from the inside out. We just want to become that pure observer. That sort of Purusha, observing the tendencies and with a little bit of lightness, with that lightheartedness, with that, this is how it is. And I'd like to think collectively
as a whole, we're in that, well, or we have the opportunity in these uncertain times here we find ourselves in, no matter what you want to call them, to be the observer, to sort of voluntarily or not being made to draw inwards a little more, observe our tendencies, observe our mind's workings, our body's workings, observing our truths as to what really is needed for us to be happy, to be content, and so forth. So on a larger scale, that's what happens on a worldly sense. So I'd like to take your attention now to the back of your torso, to your spine, and to the whole back of your torso, and just notice where you are making space in that forward fold here. I come off because I don't want to just talk to my mat. Nice, nice. And always smiling to those different circumstances that you find yourself in. If the dogs and the cats have joined you, if the kids have joined you, if there's different sounds, lights, just give it a gentle smile. Be the observer. Nice. Eyes soft, jaw soft. Just a few more breaths in this beautiful dragonfly position. That is stimulating the whole back line of the legs. Very nice. Good, good. Oh, nice setups here. Yeah, for some of us, the yin is the most challenging. It's like, oh my God, I'm just going to be still here. Nothing to do, just to observe. Good. But the idea is that our fascia, it's just a fact. The fascia is only hydrated, kept healthy when we go past the muscle tissue, when we become muscularly relaxed, and when we let time pass. Now for the last few rounds of breathing, where is that compression? Because we work the fascia with compression and with tension. The compression felt at the front of the torso. Is there most of the squish in the lower belly or in the belly button area, or is it more around the diaphragm? Maybe the chest or the throat, where? And then can you stay there with your attention, even though the attention may be pulled somewhere else because the sensation is strongest somewhere else. Nice, beautiful, nice. Good Michael, good Cass, nice. Slowly now start to deepen your breath. Just a few deeper inhalations, exhalations. Switching from your core, so just get a feel for the lower belly, and then slowly you can walk your way up. You can bend the knees. Oh, any gentle movement you feel like you want to make, do that. Otherwise, we're going to rebound on our back, mindfully taking the props out. So for the Monday morning class, it's wise if you have, when you have props, if you take them, bring them with you. Slowly lowering down a mini Shavasana. Maybe because you are at home, it's a different environment, that's probably a little challenging. No, just making the best out of any situation. Now feel into where we felt this shape making an impact before. Somewhere along your back, how does the neutral spine feel? How does the front of the belly feel? What's the sensation in your hip flexors? Sensation in your buttocks? The whole inner thighs, the whole backs of the thighs. And just a moment to just be and feel. Nowhere else to be, the mind is still present.
The breath is easeful, effortless. The connection to the physical body has deepened since the start of class. Presence is cultivated. And then that skill is what you take into your day. And I'd like to think that's a skill that stands us in good stead always, but particularly in these times. Very nice. Beautiful, beautiful. Slowly starting to deepen your breath, starting to connect to your core, just so to the belly, so we're making movement safe. And then a few Apanasana, so knees into the chest, forehead to the knees, exhale. And then slowly curling out. Just a few more. Beautiful. Now, in the absence of a bolster, if you have a bolster, that's super. If you don't, you could really roll up your mat and maybe have a blanket rolling up as well, so you get a decent height. And we are going to have the bolster underneath our hips. I'll demonstrate. If you want, yeah. If you have a block as well, you can bring the block underneath the bolster to have even more height. And then we have one leg straight, and then the other leg, the knee comes into the chest. But not in a pulling action, just so enough from your arm weight and just, you know, your own thigh weight drawing into the chest. So that's for me quite reasonably comfortable, but I do get that sensation here, and I do get that hip flexor opening. I mean, the studio bolsters are a little lower. So in the studio, you probably have a block underneath or maybe a blanket on top of the bolster. But I can see with your home bolster, that's high enough. And if you don't, just roll up your mat. What else could you get? A few sofa cushions. Maybe your block or what you have used as instead of a block underneath. So it gives you a bit of oomph. And whichever leg you start with is straight and bend. I'll leave that up to you. Nice. And maybe, and sometimes that bent knee comes out to the side a little. Let it be, let that straight leg be floppy. And then let your buttocks and your hips, wherever your body is articulating against the bolster, let that yield into the bolster. You know, especially on a Monday where it's like, oh, new week, new opportunities, let's get up and go. That's valid. But can you just as joyfully and as easily surrender and let go? Just doing that first, and then it's full steam ahead. Nice. So you've seen that. I'm going to come off. I'm just going to look through the screens if I can see you. Beautiful. And just feeling that elongation on that straight leg. That beautiful opening. That intersection has got so much going for it between the torso and the legs, not just anatomically, but energetically as well. And you know the two are intertwined. You know, we know it. We felt it. Let me see. Beautiful, beautiful. That's it. And what you also are allowed to feel is that extra little bit of weight on the tops of the shoulders. Yeah, because we're in that gentle incline. There's gravity pulling us down onto our shoulders, and then there is a bit of your body weight. And then feel into that. And it's like, oh, let all the weight of your shoulders just earth down. Just let it all go. You know, you'll be fine. This week will be blissful. There is no fancy constellations in the planets. It's going to be okay. Just a few more breaths. Beautiful, beautiful what I'm seeing. Nice. There we go. And then just a few deeper inhalations, exhalations. And you know, if anything resonates with you, if you go, oh, I wish I could have stayed longer. I mean, you can toddle on. You can, after this, find some extra few minutes or do some work and then
come back into a shape, and then just changing sides. Yeah, maybe you intuitively started with your favorite side. Let's use that word. And maybe this side actually needs different props. Maybe this side doesn't need a block. Maybe this side needs to have a little bit more gentleness. Oh. Feel into it. Allow yourself to again become muscularly relaxed. And we all know that starts in the jaw. Let your jaw be relaxed. Let your eyes sink back into the eye sockets. Feel as if this was Shavasana. That straight leg is completely relaxed. You allow yourself, even though you hold on to that bent leg, you allow yourself to be completely at ease, muscularly relaxed. In your buttocks, your lower back, all the parts of your body that are in touch with that bolster, with that support system, are easing. There is a sense of peace where we feel that tension, that stretch-like sensation, as well as where we feel this shape at the back of the head and at the tops of our shoulders. Both tension, like the stretch, and compression can feel easeful. Spacious. Beautiful. Few more breaths in this shape. Now feeling where this shape affects you when it comes to your belly. It's beautiful for the digestive system. Yes, lower belly organs are lifted slightly and there's a bit of weight coming back quite into, for them it's a gentle inversion. Beautiful. And let's not be surprised for some of us when we're in a tight and a heightened state, mentally and emotionally, which we could have been in these strange times we find ourselves in. For some of us, our digestive system reacts quickly, almost to the state of shutting down. So this shape here is useful for that. Beautiful. Just a few more soft, soothing breaths. Always welcome to come back to this shape and this state later. Start to deepen your breath now. Starting to switch on from your belly, and you're welcome to draw both knees into the chest now. Maybe that's how you want to roll off your prop. You could just give it a flick, bring it forward, or maybe you want to sit up, or maybe you want to come into feet to the floor into a little bridge pose. Bring the prop out that way. Mindfully moving, and we're doing a little mini Shavasana, rebounding. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, and that transition from the shape to the rebound, can you come back to present moment? Let me see, with your breath, that's it. Using your breath as an anchor point. Feeling the beautiful space you've made in your physical body, in your energetic body, and in your mental body. And the effort you have made in turning the mind inwards. That sense of pratyahara, where the mind observes. Where you can, with that
that facial expression of the Dalai Lama, that sort of constant little content smile. You become like this, and you go, observing, this is how it is, without, reacting, judging. Perhaps not always, perhaps not constantly, but perhaps more and more moments where you can have that sense of observation, where you can have that state of consciousness, where your moments of inner peace and contentment are just more and more, regardless of the outside circumstances. Doing well, yogis and yoginis. Just a few more breaths, just starting to deepen your breath, starting to wiggle toes, fingers lift from your belly. And we're having one last shape. Good. What will it be? It will be a twist. I know that's what you wanted. So 2 options here with your twist. You can either have the legs stacked. Yep. 90-degree angles, lower legs, upper legs. Let the knees come to the floor. Let the chest lift. Or you can do a little tangle. So your top leg tangles around the lower leg. Oh, that's not appropriate for everyone. Might give you a bit more sensation in your buttocks and in your shoulders. Feel into it. So decide one side and then go, okay, can I have my legs stacked like this? Or do I have to swing that top leg on top? Yeah. But I'd like you to bring your knees to the floor. Sometimes we approach it differently. So the knees come down and the shoulder can lift. So if your knees are on the left, the right shoulder can lift. For what we've been doing. Yeah, so there's nothing wrong if in other practices I say shoulders down. It depends on the intent. I feel with our lower body work here and with our hip and buttock work, it's more useful to bring the knees down and let the shoulders lift. Let me see, or you can stay. Beautiful. Whatever you've chosen is absolutely fine with me. Feeling into it, just a few more breaths here. Very nice. Very nice. Beautiful. Muscular relaxation in the jaw, in the face, in the breath. Beautiful. So peaceful looking at you. Nice. Beautiful. There we go. Okay, the next 10 breaths, stay in this position. Next 10 breaths, I walk out of the, I need to put my heater on. Feel into where you feel you would like to send those 10 breaths. We often do this in our studio classes. Where do you feel, is there perhaps a physical challenge or a part that you feel needs a little extra softness, a little extra TLC? Next 5 breaths, breathe into there. And you know, this is always between you and you. Always. Nice. And when you've done that, deepening your breath, make sure you're safe. So connection to the core, to your pelvic floor, lower belly, untangling. And then we're not assuming that on the other side, we're doing the same. We just bring the knees to the other side. We stack them on top of each other. And then you go, okay, I need to do the tangle again, or I stay where I am. Knees to the floor, the chest, the shoulder can lift, feeling into it. There we go. And then we become muscularly relaxed. I'll show you on this side. And it's a feeling sense. I didn't say too much to it, where one goes and the other goes. Like, no, you feel into it. What's appropriate for you? The head turns away from the knees. A beautiful twist. Beautiful end shape. Now, maybe if you're flexible enough, of course, the knees can come to the floor and the shoulder can stay on the floor. Yeah. softness. If you have props at home and you feel you need to support yourself somehow with the props, do that. Beautiful. Making space. Softening the jaw, softening the eyes. Marvelous practice this morning, yogis, yoginis. Beautiful. Yeah, I know for some the 9:30 is sort of middle of the day. For some it's the beginning. Maybe you've had a chunk of your day already before class, bit of work, then the class is a bit of a break, and then it continues, however your structure. Hopefully the practice gives you a bit of structure in your day and in your week. I know it does. My practice with Ryan this morning at 6 o'clock, and this time it's just nice to practice into sunrise. It's nice to give back to yourself mid-morning. And again on this side, if it's valid, 10 breaths. And as you know, attention attracts energy. So maybe it's any of your energy centers, if there is not anything physically that you would like to heal or give extra attention to. Nice. Beautiful. And you want to know more about the chakras, there is the guided chakra color meditation up on YouTube that we did last Thursday. So even if you don't do the meditation, maybe just listening and learning about the energy centers, slowly start to deepen your breath. Starting to switch from the belly, coming back to center. You can take any movement that's relevant. Nice. And then we are going to come to seated before we actually go into rebound and final shavasana. Just going to chant an Om in our closing chant in case you need to cut your shavasana at home short, or in case you want to stay longer and you don't want to say goodbye as a group. So we'll do that now to complete our practice. Yeah, but shavasana, that deliberate rest is always part of the practice. So make sure you do take shavasana. So when you're in seated, hands in prayer. Beautiful practice. Let's chant an Om in our closing chant. Let's exhale. Big inhale. Lokaha, lokaha, samastaha, samastaha, sukhino bhavantu, sukhino bhavantu. Together. Lokaha, samastaha, Sukhino bhavantu. Bowing the head forward, allowing the thinking, the logic to merge with the heart, the feeling. Let's bow all the way forward. Namaste. Namaste and thank you. And I'm assuming you stay for at least a few minutes, Shavasana. Let's come to lying down on your back, comfortable. I'm coming over, just write down who was there, comfortably on your back, feet out to the side, arms slightly away from the body. I'll talk you in. Make sure you're warm enough, you're comfortable. If you do have props, the props come underneath the knees perhaps. Maybe just a little lift of the head. Namaste, thanks for joining us. Coming into your Shavasana. Beautiful, beautiful.